Hi, just finished my 1967 Topps set, and I've been working on this set for quite some time. I've been working on a master set which has all the variation cards, and I thought I'd just kind of walk you guys through the set. It's a really cool set. So I guess first of all, everybody always asks, what are your favorite cards? And I'm a Dodger fan, but for whatever reason, these are my two favorite: Orlando Cepeda and Brooks Robinson. I don't know why, I just like the looks of these two cards. And they're actually both pretty tough cards to find in the set. Two of the key cards in the set are the rookie cards of Tom Seaver and Rod Carew. And these were in the last series that Topps produced, what is called the High Series. And both are pretty valuable cards. One of the really interesting things about this set is that Topps actually changed the design midway through the production of the set. In '67, the baseball cards were issued in series, and actually the first series is a little bit different than the other series. So you'll notice on the name there is no dot between the name and the position. And in the latter series, Topps actually added the dot, which is kind of minor, but it is interesting. It's not really an error; it's just that they made the change midway through the production of the set. Another error that you'll find with this set are the uncorrected errors that Topps made. For instance, with this Whitey Ford card, they classify his 1953 stats as 1933. Topps didn't bother to correct these. They're not particularly rare. It's not going to cost you any more or less because the card has this error, but still kind of interesting. Another interesting anomaly in this set is you're going to find two cards of George Karentz. And what's interesting about it is this card number 72 is actually James Murray Brown. And all these guys are no names, so it's not like you're going to just instantly have this pop out to you, but it is kind of strange that Topps had two cards of George Karentz. As I had mentioned earlier, my set is complete in the sense that it has all of the variations. The variations really came in a number of different forms. The first form was the checklist variations. And as you can see on this particular checklist, you have Juan Marichal, and in one card he has both of his ears, and in the other card, for whatever reason, they chopped off one of his ears. I'm not really sure why. There is a similar variation that they did with the Willie Mays checklist, and on this card you can see that in one variation of the checklist, Willie Mays has a neck, and in the other variation of the same card, Willie Mays does not have a neck. The other interesting thing about these two variations are that on one card, on the checklist variation with no neck, card number 214 is listed as Dick Kelly, and on the variation where Willie Mays has his neck, card 214 is listed as Tom Kelly. So there's some strange stuff going on in the printing of the set for sure. The Mickey Mantle checklist in this set also has a variation. You have to go to the back of the card to actually see the variation on this, and I'll try to make it as clear as I can for you. The variation is in the printing of number 170 on the back of the card. One of the cards actually has a dot after the D, and the other does not. And it's kind of a minor variation, but I'll tell you what, the one without the dot is much more expensive than the one with the dot. The next variations in this set came in what's called the traded and no trade variations that Topps produced in a couple of their 67 cards. And as you can see, the cards look pretty similar. In fact, they're identical on the front. But when you turn over the cards on the back, you can see that one card actually has the player playing on a different team than the other. So, and you can see that they've actually included what's called a traded line in the cards, and the same is true with the Bob Pretty card. You can see the trade clause and the fact that he's playing for a different team on each of these cards. This Bob Pretty card was actually the very final card that I needed to complete my set, and the non-trade versions are pretty rough. So the next set of variations in this set came from cards that had incomplete statistic lines on the backs of the cards, and there were 4 cards that had this anomaly, and they're all pretty tough. If you get the card that has the statistic line that's been erased, they're pretty pricey, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here with this particular variation. So as you can see, the Mel Queen card has the line at the very bottom, and the one that has the line erased is the rare version, and it's to the left. And the same holds true with Ruben Gomez. You can see the line has been erased on one, and it has the line on the other. And same holds true with this rookie card. It's a little bit harder to see. You can see at the very end of the rookie card the line is erased, and then here there is complete line. The complete lines really aren't all that difficult to find. One of the things that's tough about this is if you are a collector of graded cards, a lot of times PSA mislabels these, and it's always a good idea to just check in to make sure that you're getting what you pay for, because you know the ones with the statistic lines that are missing are much more expensive than the ones that do not have the misprinted backs. Another interesting variation in this set is the card that I'm showing you now. As you can see, there is one variation where the bat is a normal bat, and then there's another variation where, for whatever reason, the printing process made the bat appear green. So I don't think either one of these variations is all that particularly tough. I guess the green bat's a little bit tougher. So I kind of figured I would save the best for last, and this is probably the rarest card that you'll find in the set. And number 252 came in a couple of different variations. The one that is called the white streak variation is very tough to find. You'll see at the very top of the card of Bob Bolen, there is this white saucer, and these are really rough to find in pristine condition. The common version is actually extremely easy to pick up, whereas the one with the saucer, you're going to pay pretty good money unless a collector doesn't know what they have. So anyway, I thought that you'd be interested in seeing the saucer version of this card. So thanks for watching the video. As you can see, my particular set is all graded. You don't really have to get all graded cards. It's definitely more challenging. There's some really tough condition sensitive cards that for whatever reason were printed off center or are just rarer than others. But I think it's just as much fun to put it together non-graded. It's probably worth a little bit more to have the graded cards from an investment standpoint. But whatever you choose, have fun collecting, and appreciate you watching.